Simultaneous equations, worked examples, and we're going to look at 3 questions, and I hope you give them a try. Here we are, the first question, and I'm going to give you a count of 10 to pause your video, then I'll give you the answer. Don't forget, it's a really good idea to practice these things rather than just look at the video. That went quick. Here's the answer. I hope you did well. The first thing I do is have a think. You can't dive into these questions. They're tricky. How do I remove x or y? And in order to do so, I look at these groups of numbers. This is a 1, funnily enough, and 5. So I can multiply the top equation by 5 and then subtract one from the other to get rid of x. But this is better. I've got a plus 3 and a minus 1. So I can multiply the bottom equation by 3. And then just add. And I prefer to add. So my thought for the day is 3 times 2, 3 times this second equation, and then add it to the first. And that will remove the y. So we look at the formula 1, which is x plus 3y equals 12. And then I multiply the second equation by 3. This isn't easy. It's 3 times 5, 15, minus 3y, and equals 12. Do not forget to multiply this thing on the other side, the right-hand side. Some students look at this and they say, well, I need minus 3y, so I'll multiply it by 3. And they concentrate just on the minus 3, and they forget and they write 4 here. Please don't do that. Anyway, the good news is we now have a plus 3 and a minus 3, so we're going to add these two together. X plus 15x is 16x. The y's disappear. Marvellous, they cancel out, and that is equal to 24. 12 plus 12. Good. These are looking like nice numbers. I divide by 16, so x is equal to 24 divided by 16, which is 1.5 in new money. Good, that is step 1 completed. I have one of the variables. So to reiterate, x equals 1.5. I can substitute this into either one of these 2 equations, but I will always choose the one with the plus because I do not like negatives. X plus 3y equals 12. I know x is 1.5, so 1.5 plus 3y equals 12. I'm going to subtract 1.5 from both sides because I want 3y on its own. So minus 1.5 gives me 3y, and on this side 10.5. I would use my calculator for that if I could. You're in an exam, why get it wrong? And I'd certainly use it for this. Divide both sides by 3. That gives me y on this side and 3.5 on the other side. Definitely use my calculator for that. So there's my answer. X equals 1.5, y equals 3.5. But no questions complete without a check. So there's my answer. What do I do to check? I put these numbers into the original equations to check that they both work. First equation, x plus 3y, that's x is 1.5, 3y is our favourite number here, 10.5, 3 times 3.5. Add those together equals 12, which is good news because that's what I wanted. Second equation, 5x minus y equals 7.5 minus 3.5. Nasty numbers, use your calculator if you've got it. No bravery, no rewards for bravery. 7.5 minus 3.5, 4. And that's what we wanted. So I get a tick, a mental tick, and a dollop of dopamine because that's why I do maths. And I move on to the next question feeling good. Here's we look at what we've done. First of all, we think. Then we do stage 1. We do stage 2 to get both both variables. And then we check. Same sort of system that we're going to use for all of these simultaneous equations. And the second one is here. I'm going to give you 10 seconds now to pause the video and have a practice. Hopefully you'll do well. I'll give you the answer shortly. And I'll give you the answer now. Hopefully to consolidate your understanding and success. Think. Don't rush in. How to remove x or y. So I'm going to look at these 2 sets of numbers. In this case, I could multiply the top equation by 3. That will give me 6x. And then I could subtract one from the other. Either one, I could subtract either one. Or I could, this is horrible. 2 primes, 3 and 7. I would have to multiply this one by 7 and this one by 3. and then subtract or add them. Not nice. No, what I'm going to do is I am going to take 3 times number 1, and then I'm going to compare it to number 2. Haven't decided yet, but that will remove the x. So 3 times number 1. Now don't forget to multiply both sides. 6x minus 3y equals 36. Must multiply that right hand side. And there's the original number 2. What should I do? I could subtract either one from the other. Rightly or wrongly, I'm going to take 2 from number 1 because then I get 32 on this side. So 3 times 1 is minus 2. The x's disappear. Obviously, that's the whole point of it. I've got minus 9 minus 7. So that's minus 16. 36 minus 4, 32. Right, I feel I've got a negative y coming on here. I'm going to divide by minus 16. Not nice, but y is equal to 32 divided by minus 16, which you know is going to be negative, and it's 32 over 16, so it's 2, equals minus 2. Use your calculator if you can. No point in being brave and wrong. Y equals minus 2, to summarise. That's half the question done. Sub into 1. I can substitute into either, but I'm going to sub into 1 for some inane reason. 2 times x minus 3y equals 12. So 2 times x, we don't know x, but we do know that y is minus 2. So that's minus 3 times minus 2, which is plus 6. 2x plus 6 equals 12. I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. 2x equals 6. 12 minus 6, yeah. Divide by 2. X is equal to 3. Lovely. Lovely numbers, minus 2 and 3. Might be right, but we'll find out. Check. That's our answer. Y equals 3. So x equals 3. Y equals minus 2. Plug them into this first equation, which is 2x minus 3y. 2x is 3. 3 times 2, which is 6. The second one's the hard one. Minus 2 times minus 3 is plus 6. So 6 plus 6 equals 12, which is what we wanted. Second equation, 6x, 6 times 3, so that's 18 plus 7 times minus 2. 7 times minus 2 is minus 14. 8 equals 18 minus 14 equals 4, which is what we want. So how did we do this problem? Oh, give ourselves a tick, first of all. Enjoy the moment. I am sorry, jump forward there. We had a little think. Don't dive into these things. We concentrate on those coefficients before x and y, work out what we're going to do to get the first elimination. Then we do the first elimination, hopefully get a nice number. If I got y equals 4/11ths, I'd probably think I've got it wrong and have another look, but it's minus 2's reasonable. Sub that into equation 1, and out pops y. And then, of course, I check it so that I can move on to the next question feeling good. Talking about moving on to the next question, here is the next question, the last of 3. Give you 10 seconds to pause the video. Well, I hope you did well. Let's have a look at this one. Again, we're going to think, we're getting the idea now, how to remove x or y. We will look at these numbers, 2 and 4. Well, I could double the top and subtract one from the other. I could do that. 3 and 2, both positive. Oh. There's one occasion when I really would like one to be a negative, but multiplying this one by 3 and this one by 2 and then subtracting is just a nightmare. No, I'm multiplying the first equation by 2 and then deciding what to subtract from what. So 2 times 1, and then I'll remove the x. So 2 times 1 is equal to 4 plus 6y. Sorry, 4x plus 6y equals 16. And the original 2 is 4x plus 2y equals minus 4. So I have got 4x in both equations, which is essential because I'm going to eliminate those two by subtracting one from another. The screaming subtraction really is to subtract 2 from the top, because that'll leave me 4y, and then subtracting minus 4 is adding 4. So that's what I'll do. Subtract 2 from the first one. 4y, x is now gone, and I get 20 here. 16 minus 4 is 20. So I'm going to divide by 4. Y is equal to 20 divided by 4 is equal to 5. Lovely. Very happy with that. I do like round numbers. So over here we have y equals 5. I can substitute that into either equation. Just go for the top. Don't spend too long thinking about it because no equation's better than the other really. 2x plus 3y equals 8. We know that y is 5, so 3y is 15. I can put that in. 2x plus 15 equals 8. I need the 2x on their own, so I'm going to subtract 15. I now get 2x equals minus 7. 8 minus 15 is minus 7. Nasty. I'd use my calculator for that if I had one. Divide by 2, x equals 3 minus 3.5. That's minus 7.5 divided by 2. Great. So now I've got my answer. And of course I want to check it. X equals minus 3.5 and y equals 5. Plug it into the first equation. 2x plus 3y equals 8. 2x plus 3y. 2x times minus 3.5 is minus 7. The 3y again is 15, and that is equal to 8. Excellent. The second one's more challenging. 4x plus 2y. 4 times minus 3.5. 2 is minus 7, so 4 is twice that, minus 14. Y is 5, so 2y is 10. Minus 14 plus 10 is minus 4, which is what I wanted, because that's the same as this. Brilliant. Give myself a mental tick, a dollop of dopamine, and feel chuffed. I can go on to the next question, knowing I've got this right and a good 3 marks. So, what did I do? I had a think. Don't dive in. Have a think about it. Look at those coefficients. Know what you're doing. Get the first one out. Feel good. It's a nice round number. Get the second one out. Ooh, minus 3.5. But you can check it. And once you've checked it, you know you've got the right answer. Very pleasing. So, why not join us? Subscribe and enjoy all these videos. And hopefully you will pass your maths resit. Best of luck.